We are in a too much information society. Author Neil Gaiman says, Google can bring you back 100,000 answers. A librarian can bring you back the right one. Of course, I absolutely agree with this, but there are tips that we use to help us think critically about the information we're reading and determine whether or not that information is right for us. When we're researching, we want to make sure that the information we're looking at is current, relevant to our topic, authoritative, accurate, and matches our purpose. And the acronym we're going to use for this process is called, you guessed it, the CRAAP test. There's a link in the description to the Miriam Library in California State University where this came from, so check that out. But for this video, I'm just going to walk you through this process. We're just going to choose a random topic taken from our West in the World course. And I'll just click over here. So it's on, we're just going to type in cultural influences or cultural influence on India in the 19th century. And we want to make sure we have as much information in our search as possible so that Google can narrow it down for us. But even still, we've got 50 million results, and our first one is Wikipedia. So let's just click on that and see what we've got here. This one is just on the culture of India. So currency, there's probably some current information, but for something like this, it's not as big of a deal. It's too broad. We might find some general information if we sift through, but we want something more specific to our topic. And as you can see, we get all the way down there. We don't have an author. It's a url.com. But for accuracy, one good thing about Wikipedia with most of its topics like this, I'm going to scroll all the way down because, again, this shows you how broad it is that they do cite their sources. And for the purpose, this is good to give us a general overview, but not related specifically to our topic. So we're going to go back and we're going to go down to the next one. And this one is, this is the dawn.com. This is a newspaper. So let's just take a look at here. It does have a date. It is currency. It's 10 years old, which is probably not a big deal for this. So it's probably okay. Relevancy. It seems relevant. Okay, we've got a link. We've got an email. The writer is a lecturer in Department of English at GC University, Lahore. Okay, so we just don't necessarily have a full name there. Authority. The Dawn is a newspaper, and it shows that it's a respected and established Pakistan English daily newspaper. Accuracy, no references, and if you read it, the language is emotional. Okay, so there is a slight bias detected there. Now we'll go down to the purpose, and it is to mostly persuade, but also to teach, but there is a bias detected. So the next site down, we see the National Archives. Let's click on that one. Okay, now the National Archives, we don't see a date, but if we look, all the links are functional, so it has been kept up to date, and that's why we want to check that. Doesn't seem to be any advertisements here. They have also cited their references at the bottom, and we do have an author name. From that and from the references, that is also the information we're getting here is also accurate. And the purpose appears to be to teach and inform, and if we just skim through the language, it seems very impartial. So that would be a good one to use. And we're going to go next to thehindu.com. Let's check out the date is fairly current. The author name and photo and credentials are given at the top. I like that. That's good. It's a .com, but it is also a respected newspaper when you Google it. So if we were to do a separate Google search on the Hindu to find out more about that publication, then we would get more information that way. The refers to texts and quotations from respected leaders within the article. So that's for accuracy. So it seems to me, by looking at this, that the information can be very trusted. It's using first-hand accounts. Okay. And purpose. Now, it is probably, if we read it, it is to persuade, but I think it's also to teach as well. So as long as we're aware of maybe some persuasive language, it's probably still a good article that we could cite in one of our research papers or an essay or something like that. Just to go over those again: currency, relevancy, authority, accuracy, and purpose. And don't forget to click on the link in the description.